This week, we're going to be playing a target game called Shuffleboard. Shuffleboard can be played in two ways. It can be played as a smaller tabletop game where we stand on each side of the table and push the discs to the other side, or it can be played on a large court where we stand on the court. The goal of the game is to use a cue to push the weighted disc to the other side of the court where there is a scoring area marked off. We will be using objects from around our home to create our own shuffleboard courts. Before creating your shuffleboard, make sure you ask your parents for permission to put tape on the floor, as well as any suggestions on a good place you can play. You will need a hallway that is long enough to have two areas marked off with tape. You will need tape to mark off the scoring areas. You will also need a broom as a cue to push your disc to the other side of the floor. You will need a clothes hanger to measure your disc for scoring purposes, and you will need a plastic bowl to use as a disc that you will push towards the other side. Here is the court I created. I used tape to create a square on one end, and if you look at the longer picture, you can't quite see the square on the other side, but on the other end of the hallway by the door, there is another square as a scoring area. You will see a broom that is going to be used to push the blue bowl in the picture towards the other side. If you have two brooms, that would be even better. But one broom is fine, as you can trade with your partner. You also see the clothes hanger. That will be used to measure for scoring purposes. I will demonstrate how to do that in the next video, where you will see me playing the game. See here in the picture, I've taped down a scoring area. On the other side, there is the exact same scoring area. You're going to need a partner to play this game, and your partner is going to stand on the other side. If you have two brooms, that would be even better. You are going to take your broom, put it behind your disc, and you're going to try and sweep it to the other side into the target. So I've actually got that right on the back line, if you can't see in the picture. I'll take another shot down to the other side. And again, you can see that that's right on the line. So you can just go back and forth with your partner, taking a shot. Here's the scoring system. I'll also write it down in the next slide. If you get your disc directly into the center area, so anywhere within the taped area, that's 3 points. If it's touching any part of the line, even if it's only a tiny bit of the line on either side, so touching the line will be worth 2 points. And here's where the clothes hanger comes in. If it's within a clothes hanger distance of the square, you will get 1 point. So let's say it landed out here. I get my clothes hanger, I put it to the edge of the line, and I measure. It's within a clothes hanger distance, so that would be 1 point. If my disc was out here, outside the clothes hanger, that would not be any points. And again, you can go back and forth with your partner, could be your parent, could be a sibling, and score points. You can play games to whatever you would like to play to, 5, 10, depending on how long you'd like to play. Take a couple more shots just to show you. Broom behind the disc, and I send. That one was a bit too hard. Send one back. Hit a little. Rules and scoring. You will need two teams to play and a minimum of 2 players. From there, divide up the teams evenly. For example, if you have 2 players, you would have 1 on each side. If you have 4 players, you would have 2 on each side, taking turns. And if you have an odd number of players, like 3 or 5, that's fine. You can have 2 players on one team and 1 on the other, or 3 players on one team and 2 on the other. Just make sure you're taking turns and everyone's getting a fair chance to shoot the ball towards the other side. Rules. Each team will stand on opposite sides of the court. Take turns pushing the ball from one side to the other. If the ball was in the target, you get 3 points, and that means it's not touching any part of the tape. It's just fully in the target. If it touches any part of the line, even if it's a tiny bit and it's mostly in, or a tiny bit and it's mostly out, you still get 2 points. And if the ball is within a clothes hanger distance from the nearest tape, you get 1 point. You can play to whatever amount of points you would like to play to. I suggest 10. It'd be a good length game, not too long, not too short, but you can play to 5, 15, 20, and then when you're done, switch teams. Have fun.